Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to your favorite English bulletin, The News. We're broadcasting live from Toyota Studios here in Lomé. Here are the headlines. Under an atmosphere of deep reverence in Pia, top state officials joined President of the Council for Esazuna Nyasingbe in a prayer vigil marking 21 years since the passing of President General Nyasingbe Eyadema, honoring the enduring legacy of a leader many regard as a pillar of Togo's peace and sovereignty. A new campaign to promote respect for forestry laws has been launched, targeting illegal logging, bushfires, and environmental degradation. The initiative aims to strengthen public awareness on the vital role forests play in climate protection and national development. Stay with us, details coming up shortly. It is always a pleasure to have you join us. For peace, national cohesion, and eternal rest echoed through PS as Togo's highest authorities gathered alongside President of the Council for Esazuna Nyasingbe to commemorate the 21st anniversary of President General Nyasingbe Eyademe's passing. The vigil held last night pays tribute to a statesman whose legacy remains deeply rooted in the nation's memory. Alifa Chugan tells us more.
In the main hall of the residence of the Father of the Nation in Pia, the atmosphere was one of deep reflection and reverence. Surrounding the President of the Council for Esazuna Nyasingbe were the Presidents of the National Assembly and the Senate, heads of constitutional institutions, and members of government. In this solemn moment, the gathering spoke with one voice in thanksgiving, praying for the eternal rest of the soul of General Nyasingbe Eyadema. Marked by profound devotion and dignity, the prayer vigil paid tribute to a leader who left a lasting imprint on Togo's political and social history. It was a moment of shared remembrance, respect, and gratitude in honor of an exceptional statesman. 21 years after his passing, the Father of the Nation remains a guiding figure, a symbol of peace, stability, patriotism, and national sovereignty. General Nyasingbe Eyadema continues to serve as a reference point for many Togolese. Special prayers were offered for the eternal rest of his soul. The vigil also provided an opportunity to pray for peace, security, and national cohesion, precious values bequeathed to the Togolese people. Prayers were equally said for the country's highest authorities that they may continue to lead development efforts with wisdom and determination for the benefits of the population. Through memories, testimonies, and moments of silent reflection, this prayer vigil will remain a powerful moment of spiritual and national communion, reaffirming that the legacy of the Father of the Nation, President General Nyasingbe Eyadema, remains alive and deeply rooted in the hearts of the Togolese people.
21 years indeed after his passing, the Father of the Nation lives on in our memories and in words as Henry Kudolu Dogos in the Shadow of the Baobab takes readers behind the scenes of General Nyasingbe Eyademe's life. Documenting the political journey and national legacy of the Father of the Nation, the Senator celebrates the enduring impact of the late president on Togo and invites readers, especially the youth, to draw inspiration from his example. Kwesi Glenn.
Spanning 345 pages in the shadow of the baobab is a work entirely devoted to the father of the nation, General Gnassingbé Eyadema, through a deeply personal and rich, detailed narrative. Author Henri Koudolou Dogo takes readers behind the scenes of power during the presidency of the late head of state. The book was officially launched in Pia at the residence of President Eyadema in a ceremony that coincided with the solemn commemoration of the 21st anniversary of his passing. The event was attended throughout by the President of the Council for Resortissement Gnassingbé, underscoring the importance of the occasion. The work stands as a powerful act of remembrance and a tribute to the legacy of an exceptional statesman. The result of 30 years of collaboration between the author and President Eyadema, the book is structured into 9 chapters, retracing the major stages of the life and political action of the father of the nation, from his accession to power in 1967 to his passing in 2005. Through testimonies and first-hand accounts, the author offers an intimate portrait of a defining figure in Togolese history. Far from being an academic history manual, the book is intended for the general public, particularly young people seeking to better understand Togo's political past. The author expressly encourages the youth to read, reflect, and draw inspiration from the path of the man he describes as a baobab, a symbol of strength and wisdom.
J'ai rédigé cet ouvrage pour la jeunesse togolaise.
I wrote this book for the Togolese youth. They are the ones who must read, reflect, and learn from the elders. Observe what they did. This book is for your future. Despite television and other distractions, we urge you to make the effort to read. Great men never die, they sleep. President Eyadema sleeps among us, in our hearts and in our minds. And if you want him to awaken, he will awaken within you.
Et soyez sûr que si vous voulez qu'il se réveille, il va se réveiller en vous.
This book launched in Kara mark the second stage of the dedication tour following an initial ceremony in Lomé. It seeks to pay heartfelt tribute to the father of the nation for his commitment to peace, security, national cohesion, and patriotism, values that continue to define his legacy 21 years after his passing. Born in 1933 in Pagoda, Henri Koudolou Dogo is the author of several works. A former minister on multiple occasions under President Eyadema, he currently serves as Vice President of the Senate. Through In the Shadow of the Baobab, the author leaves behind a lasting intellectual legacy, not only for Togolese youth but also for Africa as a whole, contributing to a deeper understanding of Togo's political and economic history.
And as part of the commemoration of the 21st anniversary of the passing of the father of the nation, a traditional prayer ceremony was held this Tuesday in Takpame. The ritual was conducted by spiritual priests in the presence of the Minister of Communication, Yawakwigam, and other dignitaries. The ceremony was still an opportunity to pay tribute to the memory of General Gnassingbé Eyadema, honoring his legacy and contribution to national unity and peace. Alifano Sugan reports.
Dressed in traditional ritual attire, priests and priestesses paid annual homage to the father of the nation, General Gnassingbé Eyadema, through a traditional ceremony marked by ancestral rites and incantations. These spiritual guides invoked the ancestors to honor the memory of the late head of state, who embodied peace and social cohesion in Togo. Prayers were also offered for national stability, prosperity, and harmonious development. The ceremony was attended by the Minister of Communication, Yawa Kwiga, along with several administrative, traditional, and local authorities.
Il est important que nous nous souvenions.
Remembering great leaders, those who, through courage, bravery, and commitment, guided the nation from its early steps to its place today among respected nations, is a duty. This remembrance is not only an act of memory and gratitude, but also a call to responsibility and forward-looking commitments.
Le Togo, quel mérite de trouver en arrivant.
By honoring the past, Togolese citizens are reminded of their duty to work with courage, loyalty, and dedication to the Republic so that future generations may inherit a strong and prosperous nation. This anniversary thus serves as a call for unity and solidarity, inviting all Togolese to continue the work of nation building toward an emerging Togo firmly focused on economic growth and sustainable development.
Moving on to other stories from Rwanda and Burundi, then to Uganda. President of the Council for Esazimna Nyasimbe continues a relentless diplomatic mission to bring peace to the Great Lakes region. Meeting key leaders in Ntembe to coordinate African-led solutions, the African Union mediator sought to strengthen dialogue and cooperation for a lasting resolution to the Great Lakes crisis.
On the shores of Lake Victoria, the city of Entebbe, Uganda, became this Tuesday, February 3, 2026, a major diplomatic hub for peace and stability in Africa. The president of the Council for Esazimna Nyasimbe, designated mediator of the African Union in the crisis affecting the Great Lakes region, paid a high-level visit of strategic importance as part of ongoing efforts to promote African-led solutions to African crises. This mission to Uganda follows recent consultations held by the President of the Council in Rwanda and Burundi, underscoring a sustained and coherent mediation process. In Entebbe, discussions focused on deepening consultations and strengthening strategic reflections through the contribution of a key regional actor, Uganda President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. During a closed-door meeting between the two leaders, the President of the Council briefed his Uganda counterpart on the status of discussions held with all stakeholders involved in the Great Lakes crisis. This was followed by an expanded working session involving members of the Continental Facilitators Panel, including former head of state Olusegun Obasanjo of Nigeria, Uhuru Kenyatta of Kenya, and Mokgwechi Masisi of Botswana, in the presence of former presidents of Ethiopia and the Central African Republic. The African Union mediation team, alongside Togolese and Uganda delegations, also took part in this high-level meeting, giving the consultations an inclusive and coordinated dimension and reinforcing collective commitment to peace. The President of the Council emphasized the purpose of the mediation process, presenting the current regional situation, following earlier consultations and seeking President Museveni's proposals of resolving the crisis, drawing on his extensive experience and long-standing involvement in the region. Former Nigeria President Olusegun Obasanjo presented a structured assessment of the mediation efforts coordinated by the African Union mediator, highlighting progress achieved, persistent challenges, and remaining opportunities for gradual de-escalation. For the President of the Council for Esazimna Nyasimbe, African solutions must prevail in addressing African challenges. This vision reflects a firm commitment to African multilateralism in line with the Lome Summit recommendations grounded in political dialogue, regional cooperation, and collective responsibility. In this regard, Uganda remains a key player, given its political influence and its security and diplomatic engagements within regional mechanisms.
Back here in Togo, where forests are crucial for the environment, climate, and local livelihoods, to fight illegal logging and unsustainable practices that cause damage to our forests, the Ministry of Environment, through the Interprofessional Council for the Regulation and Promotion of Forest Species, has launched a national awareness campaign in Chevier to promote forestry laws, compliance, and sustainable forest management. Quickly, tells us more.
Raising public awareness of forestry laws while promoting responsible practices such as reforestation, control logging, and protection of classified areas. This is the objective of the National Information Education and Awareness Campaign targeting forestry stakeholders on compliance with forestry regulations and their enforcement. Key messages include the importance of planting trees and obtaining authorization before cutting them. Forests are not merely economic resources, they play a vital role in combating climate change and protecting soil and water resources. According to organizers, respecting forestry regulations is essential to preserving these ecosystems for future generations. Beyond legal compliance, the Ministry of Environment, Forest Resources, Coastal Protection, and Climate Change is seeking a behavioral shift. Protecting forests means protecting water resources, agriculture, and community livelihoods. The Interprofessional Council for the Regulation and Promotion of Forest Species is therefore calling for collective commitment to ensure the campaign's success.
And still on the matter of protecting our environment and promoting sustainable development, a national workshop is underway in Togo to validate the participatory guarantee system Bio-Togo, a locally adapted certification framework designed to harmonize organic farming practices and promote sustainable agricultural development. Organized by the High Authority for Quality and Environment, the workshop provides a platform for in-depth discussions on standards, practices, and requirements to be integrated into the framework ahead of its validation. I hope you can tell us more.
Farmers, agroecology specialists, and organic agriculture experts are meeting to validate the national reference framework for the participatory guarantee system Bio-Togo. This locally designed certification system aims to regulate and harmonize organic farming practices across the country while fully taking into account local conditions and realities. Through technical discussions, experience sharing, and input from all stakeholders, the framework is being refined to become a practical and accessible tool. Its objective is to reliably certify the quality and authenticity of organically produced goods in Togo, thereby strengthening consumer confidence and market credibility. The government, through the Ministry of Agriculture, has reaffirmed its support to the PGS Bio-Togo initiative. This framework aligns with the national strategy promoting organic agriculture and agroecology, two sustainable farming approaches seen as key drivers of agricultural resilience, environmental protection, and inclusive economic development.
The West African Network for Peace Building, WANEP, Togo, unveiled a 2025 security report this Wednesday during a press conference. The report presents an overview of the major security challenges recorded over the past year and proposes recommendations to strengthen peace and stability in Togo. More details in this report by Kwesi Glay.
This security mapping provides a clear overview of major security trends in Togo in 2025. The report shows a significant decline in fatalities from 345 in 2024 to 157 in 2025. Incidents related to organized crime and violent extremism also decreased, with 45 cases recorded in 2025 compared to 87 the previous year. These encouraging developments highlighted in the 2025 security report of WANEP Togo's National Early Warning System, presented to media professionals, institutions, and partners. WANEP Togo's field actions focused on 4 main themes: democracy and governance, combating organized crime and violent extremism, women, peace and security, and environmental security. Overall, 1,879 women and 2,415 young people were reached nationwide, bringing the total number of beneficiaries to 4,092.
That brings us to the end of today's edition. Thanks to my wonderful team and to you, cherished viewers, for watching. Stay tuned to our channel for more updates, and remember to recognize and give thanks for every situation. Do not just take things for granted. Have a wonderful evening. See you next time. Goodbye.